I'm Todd Forrest. I'm College of Theology faculty. I pastor a church full-time, and I'm Vice President of Children Promise International. Two of those are hobbies. One of them is a job. It just depends on which time of the day that each one is which. So it just depends on the day. But Noy, thank you for sharing. I am so excited for the opportunities that God lays at your feet. And I think that what we can all see in Noy's life is that God makes the way for us, wherever He wants us to go, whatever He wants us to do. And it's amazing that when we step back and allow God to do what He wants to do in our life, far beyond our own agendas, that He changes everything in the course of our lives, if we will trust Him. And that's a hard thing for me to do, is to trust the Lord. But what I wanted to share with you this morning, I'm not preaching or anything. I wanted to share with you about my trip that I went to India just recently, a couple of months ago, and just give you a report on that. As I said, I do work as the Vice President of Children Promise. You can go ahead and start the PowerPoint if you would, please. I have a PowerPoint because I tend to be fairly boring, so I want to give you the opportunity for that. But Children Promise has been going for about 47 years. We work in 11 countries. We have about 15 homes actually in Cambodia, so we need to talk later. My role has been to work and oversee all of India. And so I oversee all of the 10 homes that we have in India. We take over about 500 kids a day. On my trip that I went to India, you can see some of the stats that we went on. It was a whirlwind trip that I had to go to every one of our 10 homes. And what I wanted to accomplish there was I wanted to make sure I could see every one of our home directors, see every one of our buildings, and evaluate the maintenance for it. Most importantly, to see the kids and to make sure the kids are healthy, they're being fed, they're being clothed, address all transportation needs, so we didn't have to ride rickshaws the whole time, but I think it's kind of fun to ride them. And just to be able to oversee everything that's happening within the ministry. I have to make sure all of our government documentation is correct, because the government is cracking down on people more than ever. These are destitute kids. These are kids taken off the streets. They have no idea what a home is. They have no idea what their future is going to be. They're living from day to day, and we are able to rescue them off the streets after they've been given no hope in their life, no purpose in their life. So we bring them into a home, we feed them, we clothe them, we give them an opportunity to be a part of a family. We put them in school so they can have an education and they can have an opportunity to grow and develop for themselves. We even send them to college later in their lives. And we give them food. You know what? For us, I sit by the lunchroom over there. You probably see me. I see all of you eat. Some of you eat really good. Some of you don't. If you want to know who has the best lunch in the building, you can come and talk to me afterwards, because I know. But we give them a lot of food, and we want them to have, many of them, it's the first meal that they've ever had consistently to eat every day. But not only do we want to just care for their needs, we have to give them a future. It's not enough to just care for them as children. We send them to school. Here's one of our homes sending the kids off to school. And if you'll see, some of them are barefoot and some of them have flip-flops on. And I asked our director, I said, how come some of them have shoes and some of them don't? And he says, well, it's just probably like kids in the States. They go to school, they kick their shoes off to play soccer or play a game or something like that, and their shoes disappear. Only in America we're allowed to buy them new shoes. They don't get new shoes, so that's it. That's what they give. Most importantly, we give them a relationship with Jesus. We want them to know who Jesus Christ is. We want them to have a relationship that's going to heal their past. What they're doing right now is they don't memorize memory verses. They memorize books of the Bible. They memorize chapters. And they're always excited to be able to recite. And this is how they learn it. They stand up together and they continue by rote memory in the evenings. This is their PlayStation right there. That is the best Xbox you can ever give to your kids right there. And it's amazing what they are able to recite. Probably far more scripture than I know. They are able to recite these things, and they love to be able to share it. They learn them in English, and they learn them in their native tongue, whatever tongue that is. There's two different language groups that I work with there, both Telugu and Tamil. But they like to learn that. English is their ticket to the future, so they want to learn the Bible in English, as well as they want to learn the scriptures in English. I'll shut up so you can hear them a little bit. I wish I could tell you every one of the kids' stories, because each one of these kids, even the boy down on the far left side, he was taken off the street, and you look at his bright eyes today, he was almost dead when we found him. He did not have any clothes on him. He was completely naked. And he was living on the streets. He doesn't know who his parents are. He doesn't know who any of them are. But we were able to come in and give him a life. Here's another one of our girls' homes that are singing about the work of the Lord in their life. Many of these girls, especially the girls in the back 3 rows, they were taken out of prostitution. And many of them were about 10 or 11 years old when they were put into prostitution. So we can rescue them from that. We can give them a hope. We can give them security and safety. And many times the parents are selling them into prostitution just to be able to take care of the needs of the rest of the family, because they can get money that way. So we try to provide the money to rescue them, and these girls in the front are young ones that we were able to get out of that right away. It's a wonderful home, and you want to hear a noisy home? You go to a home that has 56 screaming girls in it. It's unbelievable. And all you have to do is say, who wants to take a picture with me? They literally knocked me down. I'm a big guy, hard to knock me down. But these little girls literally knocked me over. They were so excited. But this is an opportunity that they have to say, you know what, not only does Jesus love me, but I can go beyond this. I can do something great for the Lord. I'm able to be a part of a family, a part of the family of God. I can grow, I can develop, I can be a world changer. They have friends for the first time. The older children take care of the younger children. That's part of being a family, because they come from such a broken family. And they are able to show their love to younger people. And the young children can trust an older person again. Here's some of them singing. Here's a home of 52 up in, just off the mountains, at the corner of the Himalaya Mountains that we were at. This home was almost destroyed in a cyclone a year ago. And there's 52 kids in this home. And they were wiped out. The Hindu government would not even supply food or blankets for them. They had a distribution center right across the street from this home. Would not help them at all, because government subsidies do not go to Christians. So these kids had to give up food in order to continue to proclaim Christ. They're a lot more interesting than I am. The girl in the middle right there on the left-hand side singing, that I just clicked on my video, her parents died, her father died, and she was destitute. Her mom couldn't take care of her, and then her mom remarried, and the new husband, did not want her in the family. He wanted to start his own family. Therefore, she was turned out on the street. The mom had to get rid of her in order for her mom to be able to have food to eat. Otherwise, her mom would have been destitute too. So you can see there's scarring. How do we provide counseling? How do we provide therapy for such a broken, shattered life? You know what? It only happens in Jesus Christ. And we bring them in. We show them Jesus. We show them love. And some of the behaviors that they have when they first come out and what they act out in their lives is unbelievable. But you know what? We have seen, with the exception of maybe just a few in over 60 or over 40 years, that we have seen transformation happen. Here we have building programs that are going on. We're trying to build more orphanages, because the only thing that's hindering us right now is being able to have room for all of them. Every one of our homes are always at capacity. Here's another girl. She wanted to share a chapter from the Bible and just be able to recite this off. Her name is Gita. She was given to her grandparents, and her parents, they don't know where they're at. Well, the grandparents died of old age, and she was left in a hut all by herself with her dead grandma. And the community would not take care of her because she comes from a Muslim community, and they will not reach out or care for Christians or Hindus, and she was left abandoned. But we were able to help her and give her a home and give her a sense of peace within her life. These are some of our directors, and we have a legacy of workers that have worked through this ministry, that we are now in our third generation of directors working in many of these homes. Their families are dedicated to this. They have given up so much in order to be able to care for this.
When I was studying first standard,
I would like you to listen to this testimony. It's incredible.
I finished nursing 1-year diploma course.
கடவுளை பத்தி இங்க நிறைய தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டேன் இங்க வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் நானு.
After I came here only, I came to know about Jesus.
9th standard படிக்கும்போது இங்க திடப்படுத்தல் நான் படிச்சேன்.
When I was studying 9th standard, I took confirmation in this church.
அம்மாவும் அப்பாவும் இது வரைக்கும் எனக்கு சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து இப்பவும் சரி அம்மா அப்பா அப்படின்னு நான் வரேன்னா இது என் வீடு. இப்பவும் நான் எங்க அம்மா கிட்ட போறேனோ இல்லையோ உங்க ஹோம்க்கு வரேன். அது மாதிரி அம்மா அப்பா எனக்கு வாங்கி கொடுத்த ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு ஜாப் கர்த்தருடைய கிருபையால இப்போ நான் இங்க உள்ள ஜிஹெச்ல திருநெல்வேலி ப்ரோக்ராம் கோஆர்டினேட்டரா ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் நானு.
My mom and dad is Victor and Shruva. I don't go to my parents, my mother. My father is not there. My mother, I won't go to my mother. Wherever I want to go, this is my house. This is my mother's place. And my mother and father, dad and mom, Victor and Shruva, got me a job in General Hospital, Tirunelveli, GH, Government Hospital, Tirunelveli. She has got the ID proof. What is that?
This is a very important job that she's been able to come from nothing to be able to get as a nurse at a government hospital. She's showing her ID right there.
Pure International has a tie-up with the government of India, and she is working as a nurse.
Praise God, I got it.
So she came with a proof. Yeah.
She works in a hospital that works with disabled children. Disabled children are thrown out, so many of our homes have disabled children in them. And what she's talking about right now, she was able to have a marriage arranged to marry this man in the picture down below. He's an engineer for the highway department, so he has a very good job. It's very difficult in this culture to get, especially the girls, to be able to have opportunity for them to marry. It's better hearing it from her than me.
He's telling that a lot of fun should come, a lot of children like me should be blessed by this ministry. I'm also praying, you also pray and work it for that. He's telling.
எல்லாரும் பிரேயர் பண்ணுங்க நமக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு வேன் வரணும் சரியா?
He's telling that you will pray that we should get a van.
Yeah, this one wants me to get him a van. So if anybody has a van or $20,000 you want to send to him, I can use a van for him. But you see that it's very hard for them to get married. In India, they have all arranged marriages still. So what do you do when you're off the street? You don't have any parents. You don't have a dowry. You don't have any way for you to get married. And the reality of it is nobody really wants to marry an orphan. So the home parents become their family, and they begin to help to arrange these marriages. They connect them with Christian men and women. And these Christian men will marry an orphan woman even though there's no dowry. There's hope for them then. The girl in the center, the upper left-hand picture that you just left, she came in and dropped her 2 children off 10 years ago. And she said, I don't have any way to feed them. Would you take care of them? And they took in her son and daughter at that time. I think they were about 7 and 8 at that time. Well, she just kept coming to visit them. She was living on the streets, but she wanted to come and see her kids. And as you listen to this song, I'll finish the story. They hired her as a cook, and she lives in the home for free and sleeps with the kids, and she's been able to raise her own children within the home. All of them left Hinduism to become Christians, and now her son is finishing his college degree as an engineer again, and he's a technical engineer, and their daughter is just finishing. She is going to become a nurse. So you see, this whole family was transformed just from the decision to be able to help out and bring some help for their kids. They're beautiful. And I wish I could sit and tell you I have a story for every one of these kids. My job is to know 500 stories. So I can tell you all of them, but I'm not going to take that much time today. We just don't have it. We also have 2 Bible colleges, and we have an incredible amount of outreach that is happening. Our Bible college students aren't even accepted into the school unless they have already identified an unreached village that has not been reached with the gospel of Jesus Christ, they have to identify their village first, and then they can come to the Bible school and we begin to train them. I've had opportunities to teach in the schools a few times on my trips before, and it's wonderful to see them and to see that they are so focused on the mission God has given to them. Many of them come out of the orphanages. They say, you know what, Jesus has meant so much to me in my life that all I want to do is just to continue to serve the Lord, and they give their lives to Him. There's a lot of persecution. Some of those that I have had as students before have already been killed by the Hindu government that is predominant in India right now. The Muslims and the Hindus fight, and the only thing they can agree on is killing Christians. And that is the state of India today. That would be the state of Noi when he goes there. We are in very difficult times because he has the Buddhist element added into there also. It's a very dangerous place, but they focus on serving the Lord and giving their life to them. There's so much that can be done for them. My church, for Christmas, we decided we wanted to get new clothes for all of our kids over there. So we're raising $2,500 because for $5, I can get them a shirt, a pants, and a pair of flip-flops. And they're not from Hollister, but they are clothes. And and I'm thankful for that. Marty has already given me $5 towards this, so he's already clothed the kid. He can't even hardly afford to clothe his own kids, but he's going to help me with ours. And there's great opportunities. You know what? My challenge to you is, if you ever want to know more about the ministry, I am always there. I'm always willing to share more with you about it. But I know we need to close today. The important thing is to pray for the persecuted church all over the world today. Our church is under more persecution than we've ever seen before, but there's great revival coming out of it. The second thing is, don't forget about them. The most important thing is, don't forget about them. Remember that there are suffering, dying children, men and women out there that do not know Jesus Christ, and there are people that are going to it. And I encourage you to find a way. Give through your church. Give to your missions program. If you don't have a missions program, talk to myself. Talk to I bet Noy would take your money in a second. And he would be okay with that. We have opportunities to be able to minister to the lives of people. Don't waste all your money on yourself. Be a giving person.